If you're a solo creator, editing is almost certainly the single most time-consuming part of your entire gig. You know the drill: recording hours of conversation, scrubbing through all that audio, and hunting for just the good bits. Then you spend another few hours just chopping those highlights into clips for YouTube, TikTok, and your podcast feed. It's totally valid to start thinking that maybe it's time to hire a professional editor for all that heavy lifting. But before you post that job listing, stick around because I'm showing you how I go from raw recording to a polished YouTube video and multiple shorts in under 2 hours, sometimes even under 1. Seriously, I manage the entire production myself and still have time left over to make thumbnails and plan social posts. Last year, I launched a tech-focused long-form show, and we've been steadily growing across all platforms. We're talking hundreds of thousands of audio downloads and a YouTube channel that keeps climbing steadily. The secret to keeping up weekly releases without burning out or recruiting a full team is that our editing and repurposing is heavily automated. Think of it as having a virtual editor who genuinely likes sifting through all your footage for you. I'm going to walk you through 7 AI-driven features that let me go from recording straight to published content fast. And I promise, the very last one is the real cheat code that runs the rest of the workflow with just 1 click. The first step is using the auto trim engine to instantly cut out all the fluff and focus only on the core story. This scans the whole recording to detect low-value segments like dead air or those rambling mid-sentence tangents. It doesn't just cut blindly, it actually suggests the trims and gives you reasons like repetition or filler so you can approve quickly. That capability saves me a huge amount of time because I never have to sit there and listen to every single minute of the raw file. I just skim the suggestions, hit apply, and the timeline is immediately much cleaner for my review. If a cut feels too aggressive, I can always undo it or manually adjust the cut points right there on the track. But honestly, 90% of the time, the AI nails the exact segments I would have manually removed anyway. After the initial rough clean, I let the pacing tools jump in and do their specific magic on the remaining audio. This is the stage where you tame those remaining long pauses and filler words without making the whole conversation sound robotic or unnatural. The pace control feature shortens or removes pauses entirely based on a setting you choose: balanced, tight, or maximal. For full-length episodes, I typically stick to balanced, so the conversation still has room to breathe naturally. But for those short-form clips, I crank the setting up so every single word feels punchy and immediately valuable. There's also a specific smooth speech filter that reduces those pesky ums and uhs while skillfully preserving the original speaker's tone. It might not be perfect for the most surgical edits, but it's unbelievably good for 80 to 90% of use cases, and it saves me hours. Next up, smart chapters and markers are automatically generated and tied directly to the transcript, letting you jump topics fast. If I remember a great subtopic happened at a specific timestamp, I can click it and instantly crop out a social clip or pull the segment for show notes. You can edit the chapter titles, remove entire sections, or export the whole list to paste directly into your video description. That single feature alone makes the entire repurposing process far less painful than manually hunting down timestamps. If you record with multiple cameras or participants, the system can create a basic multicam edit that focuses on the active speaker automatically. It might not replace a dedicated studio editor for cinematic shows, but for most interview formats, it gives a professional look with nearly zero effort from me. It switches angles right there on the timeline exactly when the speaker changes, adding visual energy without me cutting every clip. Many creators outsource B-roll or spend ages searching stock clips that actually match what is being discussed on screen. Vizard has a built-in overlay system that makes adding royalty-free B-roll or images incredibly quick and non-destructive to your main edit. You can quickly layer in text overlays for names, add graphics, and even slot in your standard intro and outro sequences. Better yet, you set up a brand kit, your logo, a color background, and a specific animated caption style once. Then, every single episode instantly matches your established visual look without you touching a single setting. That automation drastically speeds up the polishing stage, especially when captions are inserted in your chosen pre-approved style. When the final edit looks great, the tool exports crisp 4K video and also generates a clean separate MP3 file for your podcast uploads. You avoid stitching together separate audio and video exports that sometimes struggle to stay perfectly synced manually. If you're worried about platform-specific formatting, it provides presets for YouTube, Reels, TikTok, ensuring your aspect ratio is optimized without any guesswork. Now here's the feature that truly changed everything for me: the combined saved workflow template. You save all your rules, the brand kit, pacing settings, desired clip lengths, and run the entire suite on a new recording with just 1 click. Hit generate, and the system applies all edits, creates short clips by auto-detecting high engagement moments, and queues them for publishing. That's where the auto schedule and content calendar integration comes in, placing those clips onto a calendar automatically. You always maintain final review before anything goes live, but the selection, trimming, sizing, and scheduling are all done for you. For pure vertical shorts, the Magic Clips feature is an absolute must-try time saver for your TikTok and Shorts feeds. You just pick the length, speaker focus, and style, and Vizard finds segments based on high speech energy or clear punchlines. So why not just use a top-tier remote recorder like Riverside? Or splice together a bunch of other niche tools. Those tools are great for specific tasks, but they often leave you with a workflow gap where you still need another editor to repurpose and schedule. They can also get quite pricey if you want the full suite, or they push you into paywalls for the essential scheduling features. Vizard isn't meant to replace a boutique editor for cinematic work, but for solo creators who need consistent multi-format publishing, it covers the entire pipeline in one spot. It ends up being significantly faster and often cheaper than trying to juggle an entire stack of premium services. Here's the practical flow I use every single week without fail to stay on schedule. First, record with whatever tool you prefer, Zoom, Riverside, or anything else, and then upload it quickly to the platform. Next, I simply run my saved workflow template, which executes all the trims, pacing, branding, and auto-clipping instantly. I do one final quick pass over the full episode timeline to check for any minor errors or tweaks that need my human touch. Then I approve that batch of shorts, and the auto-scheduler automatically places them into my content calendar ready to go. Finally, I export the main video for YouTube and push the audio directly to my dedicated podcast host. All the remaining time is then dedicated to the high-leverage tasks like creating thumbnails and writing descriptions for maximum SEO. From the moment I upload the raw file to when it's scheduled, the entire process often takes less than 2 hours. If you're currently feeling exhausted by juggling content across multiple platforms, I urge you to try setting up just one template to run automatically. This isn't about removing your creative control. It's purely about eliminating all that repetitive, soul-crushing grunt work. That freed up time lets you focus on what actually grows your channel. Better ideas, new collaborations, and sharper thumbnails. If you want to see the exact step-by-step screen recording of my settings, check out the deeper walkthrough linked below. And if you've already tried other tools, drop a comment about your sticking points, and I will reply with specific optimization tips. Look, editing simply shouldn't be the bottleneck that drains all your creative energy every single week. With the right AI tools and one single repeatable workflow, you can publish smarter and publish much faster. Give Vizard a genuine spin. Set up that one workflow, hit generate, and reclaim hours of your week starting today.